Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Engineering Educators, Engineering in an Engineered Way. Before start I would like to request you all like, share and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. I am Pritam with you. Today I will discuss Staff Selection Commission SSC for Junior Engineer Mechanical day of 29th January 2018, the morning set part 2. So let's start. First question 31. Which term clearly defines the degree of subcooling? So here see, you have to know what is degree of subcooling actually. It's a vapor diagram. Let's say it's a TS diagram, temperature and entropy diagram. It's a vapor dome and here the liquid state, here the gaseous states, that is vapor state, and here liquid plus vapor. So it's a saturated liquid line and it's a saturated vapor line. That line is saturated vapor line and that line is saturated liquid line, and it's a constant pressure lines. Those are the constant pressure line, like this way. So say a point at the liquid phase on the constant pressure line here, and another point that is at saturated liquid line here on the saturated liquid line. So this is actually the temperature difference, that is actually subcooling state. It's actually the subcooling state, this one. So what is subcooling? According to question here, option 1 will be the correct answer. Temperature difference between saturated liquid and actual temperature of the liquid, that is option 1 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. The property of working system which changes as the heat is supplied to the working fluid in the reversible manner is known as, its option 1 entropy will be the correct answer. So let's see how. Here see, according to the formula we know entropy ds, change in entropy, that is ds is equals to dq divide t plus ds generation. So but here according to the question it's a reversible manner process, so here ds generation will become 0 and heat is added, heat is supplied. So here dq become positive, so here change in entropy will positive value, will have some positive, it have some positive value. So here option 1 will be the correct answer. Change in entropy is possible. So let's proceed to next question 33. Which of the following statement holds true for the first law of thermodynamics? First law, nothing but it says about conservation of the energy. So here total energy of the system will remain constant. Let's see the equation for first law. According to the equation we know, so integration of dq is equals to whole integration of dw. Here heat will convert into work, and some it will also contain some losses as well as some available energy, and here all the available energy work. So here heat conversion is possible, conversion of one form to another form, but the total energy will remain constant. So let's proceed to next question 34. Two heat engine operate between temperature 2000 Kelvin and T Kelvin and 500 Kelvin respectively. What is the intermediate temperature if the efficiency of the both cycle is same? Let's see the diagram first. Here the top temperature, supply temperature is 2000 Kelvin, and here it's attached to a heat engine. Here heat engine number 1, it will produce some work, and that lower temperature is T Kelvin. Further it connects to another heat engine, that is, let's say it's engine 2, another heat engine. It will produce some work, if that is W1 and that is W2 work, and it's go to a lower temperature reservoir, that is at 500 Kelvin. So it will the actual diagram here, but here according to question efficiency 1 is equals to efficiency 2. Efficiency for heat engine 1 is equals to efficiency for heat engine 2. So let's see. First, efficiency for heat engine 1 is equals to 1 minus T divide 2000, which is equals to efficiency 2, that is 1 minus 500 divide T. So after solving that equation, we will find that T will become root over 2000 into 500, that is 1000 Kelvin. 1000 Kelvin will be the, that is option 2 will be the correct answer here. Here option 2 will be the correct answer, not option 3. It's 1002. Option 2 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. 35. The Carnot engine heat engine is working with an efficiency of 50% if the cycle is converted into a heat pump after reversing. If you reverse any engine, it will become a heat pump. That's known to all. So then what is the coefficient of performance for that heat pump? So here the simple formula, coefficient of performance for heat pump is equals to 1 by efficiency of heat engine. Just put the value here. It's 0. It's 50%, 0.5. So ultimately we will get the answer as 2. Here option 3 will be the correct answer, 2. Let's proceed to next question. 36. Which of the following sequence is true for same compression ratio and heat added? Here option 2 will be the correct answer. For same compression ratio and heat added, efficiency of Otto cycle always greater than efficiency of diesel cycle. But always remember one more thing, that if it says that same peak pressure, same peak pressure, same peak temperature and heat rejection, for same heat rejection, then you have to write that efficiency of diesel must be greater than efficiency of dual must be greater than efficiency of Otto in that case. But here it's option 2 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. 37. The thermal efficiency of a diesel engine lies in the range of, here option 2 will be the correct answer. It's 45% to 50%. Actually it's around 40% actually, but here according to the question it will 45 to 50 will be the correct answer here. And for remember, for petrol engine efficiency will be around 30%. So let's proceed to next question. 38. What is the other name of dual cycle? Other name of dual cycle is mixed cycle, as it's combination of Otto and diesel cycle during heat addition. First it's a if it is a PV diagram, first it's heat addition in constant volume, then constant pressure. This is actually a dual cycle. So it's a mixture of Otto and diesel cycle during heat addition. So option 4 will be the correct answer here. Let's proceed to 39. How the heat addition of dual cycle takes place? As I have discussed is in the previous question, it's first constant volume, then constant pressure. Option 4 will be the correct answer for heat addition. Let's proceed to question 40. For which type of engine Carnot cycle has maximum efficiency? It's no doubt reversible engine. For reversible engine, Carnot cycle has the maximum efficiency. So let's proceed to next question. Which cycle is mostly used in high compression engine? Don't confuse in that question. It says that which cycle is used for high compression engine. It's practical. It says about practical usage. It's dual cycle. Obviously dual cycle is used for CI, for high compression engine, CI engines. But whenever they says about that which cycle have maximum compression ratio, then you have to say that diesel cycle has the maximum compression ratio. Diesel cycle, that is, we know it's 16 to 20. For dual cycle it's 12 to 16 compression ratio for dual cycle, and compression ratio for Otto cycle is 6 to 10. Those are the option. But for 41, here dual cycle will be the correct answer. So let's proceed to next question. 42. In an inventor says he has invented an engine which will reject 20% of the heat absorbed from the source, and the engine operate between 2000 Kelvin and 5000 Kelvin. What kind of engine it is? If it is a Carnot cycle, then 1 minus its lower temperature divide its higher temperature 2000. Ultimately efficiency of that engine, of that heat engine, we will get that 0.75 or 75% efficiency, which is actually impossible for any heat engine. 70% efficiency is quite high efficiency. For in case for a reversible cycle also we get a efficiency, reversible engine efficiency will be 60% up to or around 60% maximum. So it's a very high efficiency. So here impossible engine 4 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question 43. At what cutoff does the efficiency of diesel cycle approach that of auto cycle? So first see the efficiency of diesel cycle. Efficiency of diesel cycle is 1 minus 1 by r whole to the power gamma minus 1, where r is compression ratio and it's rho to the power gamma minus 1 divide rho minus 1 into gamma. That is the equation. So from that equation, if here rho is the cutoff ratio, if we put the value of rho as 0, then we'll find here we can observe that term if that term become 1, then only we can say that cycle is in auto cycle approach to auto cycle. So we have our target is to make that term 1 digit. So if we put that value 0 in the place of gamma, we will find that value will become minus 1 to the power minus gamma. So it's actually almost equal to 1. It's 0.75 something, that person almost equal to 1. So here option 1 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question 44. In cyclic process, the work done by the system 20 kilojoule minus 30 kilojoule minus 5 kilojoule and 10 kilojoule. Like some cycle is here 4 process is there. Here work done is 20 kilojoule, here it's minus 30 kilojoule, here minus 5, here 10 kilojoule. So ultimately net work done will sum of the all work done. It's a very simple question, just add all those 20 minus 30 minus 5 and plus 10. So ultimately minus 5 will be the correct answer, option 1. Let's proceed to next question 45. The heat rejection takes place in Carnot cycle at. So first of all we have to see what is Carnot cycle actually. So diagram for PV, just see the PV diagram, then only you can understand it the question better. So it's V volume, so it's adiabatic process, it's isothermal heat addition, here isothermal heat addition, here expansion, adiabatic expansion, and it's isothermal heat rejection, and it's a work producing cycle. So that is why the cycle will in clockwise direction. So those two are isothermal, here heat addition, here heat rejection, and those are all adiabatic process. It's adiabatic. So here you can see that is actually heat rejection. So here you can see, so during heat rejection its volume decreasing, you can see that volume is decreasing. So actual answer will be isothermal compression. For compression we know volume will decrease. So let's proceed to next question 46. What is the resultant of sum of product of pressure and volume PV with internal energy U? It's very simple, H enthalpy. Option 1 will be correct answer. H equals to, we know, U plus PV. It's a formula actually. Option 1 will be the correct answer for 46. Let's proceed to next question 47. What is the value of integration of dq and integration of dw? We know from first law integration of dq equals to surface integration of dw. So if we take that term at that side, ultimately answer will become 0 for dq, integration dq minus dw is equals to 0. So next question 48. If the efficiency of a Carnot cycle is 40%, then COP of that Carnot refrigerator is. So here first see the equation first. Efficiency of a 1 by efficiency of a heat engine summon we know is equals to, we know, 1 plus COP of heat pump, we know. So just 1 plus heat pump, sorry, here it's actually efficiency of 1 by efficiency of heat engine is equals to COP of heat pump, and again COP of heat pumps equals to COP of refrigerator plus 1. Just put the value. We know efficiency is 40%, so 1 by 0.4 is equals to COP of refrigerator. We have to find that value, COP of R plus 1. So ultimately COP of refrigerator, it will become option 1, 1.5. So let's proceed to next question 49, the triple point on the TS diagram. So remember, always for PT diagram I have discussed that question. It's a very repeating question. For PT diagram only it's become a point, rest of all other diagram it will become a line only, straight line. So see here, for PT diagram it's a solid region, it's a liquid region, and it's a vapor region. At that point here it is the triple point. For PT diagram only it's a point, rest of all any other thermodynamic diagram, whether it is TS diagram or any other diagram, it's become a line. So here option 1 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question 50. So which denoted path is followed by the dual cycle in the below PV diagram? So we have to find the path. So 1 first, then 2 constant, first constant volume heat addition, 2 to 3, then constant pressure heat addition, so 3 to 5, then 5 to 7. So here option 2, it's option 2 will correct answer. 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 to 7 to 1. So let's proceed to next question 51. What is the product of Kapula called? It's cast iron. Product of Kapula furnace is cast iron. It's option 2. So gold is dash material, it's a diamagnetic material. It's option 3 will be the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question 53. Dash steel is widely used for railway tracks. It's mild steel or low carbon steel, or it's not the mild steel but high carbon steel. It's high carbon steel, mild steel, high carbon, silicon and nickel. So high carbon steel is widely used for railway tracks. So let's proceed to next question 54. The important factor to be considered while selecting a bearing. So here applied load yes, operating speed yes, required capacity, bearing capacity yes. All of the options are correct. Here option 4 will be the correct answer for question 54. Let's proceed to next question. Which one of the following method is generally not used in welding of chromium molybdenum steel? See here 55, for question 55 option 4 will be the correct answer. Resistance welding is not used for welding chromium molybdenum steel. So for question 55 option 4 will be the correct answer. 56, let's see, which bond is commonly used in grinding wheel? It's vertified bond. Option 1 will be the correct answer, as vertified bond is actually using for high temperature application. So here temperature is a major factor during welding operation. So here commonly used bonds is vertified bond. So let's proceed to next question. Boring can be performed by. So as you know, boring is nothing but the enlarging the diameter of any hole. It's a boring operation. So boring can be performed by boring machine, yes, lathe and milling. Option 4 will be the correct answer. We can attach a tool in the lathe and operate the boring operation, as well as for milling machine as well. So here option 4 will be the correct answer for 57. Let's proceed to next question 58. The amount of stove which can be removed by honing is a. So honing is a actually machining finishing process. So here for that question option 1 will be the correct answer. 0.75 millimeter will be the amount of stove. So let's proceed to next question 59. Which of the following is not a gear finishing process? Here option 1, gear hobbing. It's not a finishing process, it's a gear cutting process. Gear hobbing, here you can see the gear hobbing machine is the cutter. This one is the cutter, and here gear is cutted. Here the axis for that gear and it's rotating, as well as the cutter is also rotating in another axis here at that axis. So gear hobbing is not a finishing process, it's a gear manufacturing process. So let's proceed to next question 60. What is bar? Bar is nothing but those unfinished edges. You can see after machining those unfinished edges have remained, but you can see for figure B it's a finished product. So here option 4 will be the correct answer. Sharp edge remaining on the metal after cutting, stamping and machining. So let's proceed to next question 61. Calorific value of fuel is based on here option 3, based on 1 millimeter cube of fuel is the correct answer. So let's proceed to next question 62. The mechanical equivalent of heat J is equals to option 4, 4.1868 kilojoule. Remember it. So let's proceed to next question 63. In a closed system, so it's a closed system. If it is a closed system, here mass cannot transfer from system to surrounding or surrounding to system, but here energy can transfer into system to surrounding or surrounding to system. So here option 3 is the correct answer. Energy transfer from system to surroundings and vice versa. Let's proceed to next question 64. In isentropic process, the pressure remain constant. So it's actually isopietic or isobaric process. Here for that pressure remain constant. Option 4 will be the correct answer here. So next 65. Charles law states that, we know Charles law states that volume is proportional to temperature, or if we remove that sign, then we will find that V1 by T1 equals to V2 by T2. It's option 4 will be the correct answer. So let's proceed to next question 66. Specific volume of a gas is volume of unit mass of that gas. Option 2 will be the correct answer. As we know, specific volume is small v is equals to V by capital V by M. So if we put the value M as 1, so we will find that V small v specific volume equals to mass for 1 unit of mass, is equals to volume for 1 unit of mass. So option 2 will be the correct answer. So let's proceed to next question 67. The diesel oil is obtained during distillation of process between the temperature limits. So as we know, from distillation process of crude oil, we will find that various product, that is diesel, petrol, kerosene, those types of products. So here option 3 is the correct answer. 630 degrees Celsius to 475 degrees Celsius of distillation process. So let's see the next question 68. Which one of the following statement is correct when saturation pressure of water vapor increases? So see, it's a TS diagram, temperature and entropy diagram. For that, it's a vapor dome. Those are the constant pressure lines. Those are constant pressure line, and that portion that within the vapor dome, that line, that is known as the enthalpy of evaporation. That is enthalpy of evaporation, or you can say that is actually the enthalpy of evaporation or latent heat. It also known as latent heat. So as you can see, as will increase the pressure, that pressure line will increase, then enthalpy of evaporation, that line will decrease. So here option 2 is the correct answer for 68. Let's proceed to next question. An insulated box containing 0.5 kg of mass having CV 0.98 kg per kilojoule per kg Kelvin falls from a balloon 0.4 kilometer above the earth's surface. The temperature rise of the gas when the box hits the ground is. So here it's a balloon, here a box full of gas is floating on the air, and suppose it's fell due to certain reason, and it's finally reach and hit that earth surface, that box. Then inside that box, that gas temperature will increase by, so you can see it's the height is given. Height is actually, the height is 4 kilometer, 4 kimi. Height is 4 kimi, and that mass is 0.5 mass of the gas. So here you can see actually the kinetic energy convert into heat energy. So you can say for constant, here gas volume is not changing, so it's a constant volume heat addition process. So we can say dq for V is equals to kinetic energy, that is half m g into h. Sorry, it's, so here dq for constant volume is equals to m g h. Total kinetic energy will convert into heat energy. So constant volume heat addition we know, m cv into dt. dt is the temperature rise or temperature change, is equals to m g into h. So m cancel out, cv we know, g we know, g is 9.81 and h is given, it's 4 kilometers. So let's calculate. So ultimately dt will become, so just calculate it. So 9.81 into 4 kilometer, make it meter, 10 cube is equals to 0.98, that 0.98 into 10 cube, so make it joule, it's kilojoule given, into dt. So finally dt, value of dt will become 40 Kelvin, equivalent to, almost equivalent to, its actual value is 40.04 or 40 Kelvin. Option 3 will be the correct answer. So let's see the next question and last question for that, for today. It's 70. Molal specific heats of an ideal gas depends on, see here, molal specific heats, nothing but Cp and Cv. Cv and Cp, those are called molal specific heats. That's totally depend on number of atoms in a molecule or atomic structure. So here option 4 is the correct answer for 70. So thanks for today. Stay with us, subscribe to our channel, and if you like our video, then press the like button and share it as much as possible with your friends. So thanks for today. We'll discuss rest of the question in next part of our video.